Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing great. And we're back. This is module 6, and in this module, we'll have 2 videos. So the first video is place value through 100 trillion. Yes, 100 trillion. Now, you guys have done place value. What's place value? The ones, the tens, the hundreds. This is something we learn in grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. This is easy peasy math, right? Well, for pre-algebra, we're going to go all the way to 100 trillion. And we will make sure that you guys know your place value and you also know how to say it, how to write it, and how to work it. Okay, so let's go ahead with that. So the first number, I'm going to go ahead and put this number, and then we'll learn how to say it. So 935, comma, 721, comma, 369, comma, 138, comma, 742. Whew, that's a big number. My question is, how do I even say this number? This is a huge number. This is insane. How do I say it? So let's start. The best help you can get on how to say a number is to recognize the commas. So these commas are your best friend. So let's name the commas, right? So the first comma is 1,000. I'm going to write 1,000. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to write it because I have it ready for you. So the first comma is 1,000. Then we have the second comma, and that is the million. And then we have our third comma, and that is the billion, comma. And then you have the fourth comma, and that is the trillion, comma. These are really important because the comma is when you now change. So remember, the comma, oh, sorry, go ahead. The comma is your change. Okay, so keep this in mind. The comma is your change. Now, what do I mean by the comma is your change? The comma is where you make the change. So this, the 2 is in the ones place. The 4 is in the tens place. The 7 is in the hundreds place. So if I were to say this, so you know what? I put 0, but I'm supposed to put a 1, not a 0. So the 2 is in the ones place. The 4 is in the tens place. The 7 is in the hundreds place. So if I were to say just this, it'll be 742, right? But now I have a comma. This is 1,000. So now how do I say this? I do the same thing. This is in the ones place, tens place, and a hundreds place. The only difference is I now add 1,000. So this is 100,038. So it's 138,742. Did you see that? 138,742. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead. You have another comma. That's a million. Go back. This is the ones. This is the tens. This is 1,000. I mean 100. So let's say this again. 369,138,742. That's a mouthful. Let's go ahead. We have another change. Again, this is the ones. This is the tens. This is a hundreds. But now we have a billion. So it's 721 billion, 369,138,742. I'm honestly, this is getting a lot from my mouth, but we still have to go ahead. Again, this is the 1, this is the 10, and this is 100. Let's say it again. 935 trillion, 721 billion, 369 million, 138,742. I need a breather for this. That's a huge number. But did you see how easy it was as soon as I used the comma to give me the change? So the first comma gives you 1,000, second comma a million, third comma a billion, and fourth comma a trillion. So use the commas to give you the change. Okay. Now, why do we need to know this? Why do I need to know this? I mean, it's a big number, but why do I need to say the big number? Well, this is the reason. What if you have this number? So let's go ahead and I give you another number, and it is 6 with a comma, 715, comma, 932, comma, 801. Okay, we have this number. Let me write the 801 nicely. It kind of looks congested. I'll scoot up in one section. There you go. That's a better way. So we have this big number. The question is, if I were to ask you, can you spot, I'm trying to see a number. Can you spot the number 5? Okay, what is 5? Where is 5? Where would you put 5? Well, easy peasy. The comma is our change, right? This is my change. So we know the first comma is 1,000. The second comma is a million. And the third comma is a billion. Okay? We know this 5 is after the million comma. So what is a 5? It's 5,932,801. So what is a 5? The 5 is a million, right? It's in the million spot. So do you see that? I can now tell you exactly where the 5 is. If I were to ask you, what is the 10,000 digit? Which one is the 10,000 digit? Okay, so which one is the 10,000 digit? Okay, well, easy. You have the 1,000. We know this is 1. We know this is the 10. We know this is the 100. Which one is the 10,000 digit? The 3. That is the 10,000 digit. If I were to ask you which one is the 100 million digit, well, that was easy. 100 million. This is the million. Again, this is the 1. This is the 10. And this is 100. Which one is the 100 million digit? Right? Well, the 100 million digit is 7. That is the 100 million digit. So the 10,000 digit is the 3, and the 100 million digit is the 7. So it's a good way to identify the numbers, the digits. So now if I were to say this number, it'll be 6,715,932,801. There you go. That's a big number. So this is how you would say a number. Well, that's all great. I got to say the number. But now, really, do I want to write this number so big? This is a huge number. Is there another way of writing a number? Yes, there is. And this is called notation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do notations. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put notations here. And I'm going to talk about 2 types of notation. We have the standard notation, and then we have the expanded notation. And this gives you a better idea of numbers in general. So let's talk about notation. Did you know that a normal number, and I have my notes on this side, so I'm just making sure like I kind of give you the right number. A normal number like 523 is actually a standard notation. 523, that's a standard notation. And that's what it's called. It's easy. What is an expanded notation? How would you expand this notation? Okay, so let's go ahead. And if I were to write 523, okay, I'm going to move this up. What is 5? 5 is in the hundreds place. 2 is in the tens place. 3 is in a ones place. So this is actually 5 times 100 plus 2 times 10 plus 3 times 1. This is the expanded notation. What will that lead to? 500 plus 20 plus 3. So the expanded notation is this, is when you break the number into your hundreds, your tens, and your ones. So standard notation is just a number, 523. Expanded notation is when you break the number into your hundreds, tens, and ones. And this is really important because as you get bigger numbers, you have to know how to break it. So let me give you an example. Go here and I'll give an example. If I were to write really easily, go here, write 5, 2, comma, 3, 6, 2. Okay, so it's 52,362. Again, 52,362. How would I write this in expanded notation? Go ahead. And you know what? I'm going to move this out a little bit so I get some space. Now, how do I say this? Or how do I write this? How do I break it apart? So I take my 5. We know this is in the tens place. This is in the ones place, but we have 1,000 here. Ooh, that's an important one. This is again in the hundreds place, the tens place, the ones place. So this is 5 times 10,000 because it's in the tens place, but it is after the 1,000 plus 2 times 1,000 plus 3 times 100 plus 6 times 10 plus 2 times 1. It's on the side, right? So 5 times 10,000, because it's in the tens place, but it has 1,000, plus 2 times 1,000, because it's in the ones place, but it has 1,000, plus 3 times 100, plus 6 times 10, and of course, plus 2 times 1. This is the expanded notation. So again, it's 550,000 plus 2,000 plus 300 plus 60 plus 2. So what is expanded notation? This. I'm trying to put it here. Maybe let me put it on this side. This is the expanded notation. There you go. And this is important. So this is how you take a number and you break it apart. So expanded notation are very, very important. Now let's go one step up. What if I were to give you the expanded notation? What if I were to tell you that I'm about to give you the expanded notation? Okay, that was easy. If I were to tell you 6 times 1,000 plus 3 times, not plus, sorry, times 10. What do I get? Easy peasy. I get 600 plus 30. Okay, I think we can do that. So we put our 6,000, right? And we know this is in the tens place. So where's the comma? Right here. We have nothing in the hundreds place. We have something in the tens place, which is 30, and nothing in the ones place. So this huge expanded notation, when you pull it all together, is 6,030. And this is expanded notation. So you have to know how to pretty much say a big word. And to say a big word, you got to know the place value. Where does everything stand? And for that, the comma is the change, and the comma is your friend. So keep an eye out on the comma. You have to know where the digits are and recognize the digits. And then you have to know your notations. What is a standard notation as opposed to what is an expanded notation? What does an expanded notation look like? So you can give a standard notation and break it into an expanded notation, or get an expanded notation and break or bring it down to a standard notation. So I hope that helped you out. I will look forward to seeing you guys for the second video. So bye.